Hey, let me show you how I combined Adobe Express and Illustrator to quickly design and animate my abstract poster in a few simple steps. Okay, we're going to start in Illustrator, and right away I'm going to pick the Curvature pen tool. So much like the pen tool, this is going to help you create shapes, but with a special feature which helps you see the curve in real time. I find this tool to be very intuitive and great for beginners. Now we're going to use some foundational colors. You can use any color palette you want at this point. We're going to continue to experiment with the color palette in Generative Recolor later on. Okay, now we arrived at one of my favorite parts, using the mesh tool. Now, if you don't see the mesh tool right away, you can find a plethora of tools hidden in the ellipses right at the bottom. Okay, it's time to play. Select the shape and start clicking on the shape. And in each point, you can add a color. The more anchor points you add, the more colors you can include. Start playing with the shadows and highlights to really create that 3D effect. Finally, let's grab the direct selection tool to start pulling on the anchor points to experiment with the dimension of our shapes. At this point, I like to experiment with color to explore my options. Go to Edit, Edit Colors, Recolor Artwork. And here you can explore colors manually based on the color wheel, or you can jump into Generative Fill to create prompt-generated color palettes powered by AI. Next, I'm going to boost my design by jumping into Adobe Express to use text effects powered by AI and animations. I'm simply going to upload my Illustrator file. Now all my graphics are imported independently. This gives me a lot of control to speed up my animation process in Adobe Express. To accompany our graphics, we're going to make a 3D text effects. Select a fun font of your choice. I suggest using bold fonts for the text effect. This way, both our text and our design are going to look familiar to each other. Let's write a prompt that is describing our graphics. Let's try shiny, glass, and maybe one more word, inflate. Check out the results. So let's explore our animation options. First, make sure your project is ungrouped and select one of the 3D graphics. And let's navigate to animation. And here we're going to have 3 different kinds of animations: in, looping, and out. In is for anything that is going to enter the scene. And we have a few variations here to play with. Explore your favorites and try to consider how you're approaching this design. For me, I think I want my graphics to remain fluid and organic within the scene. So property attributes like the personality and the duration are going to be important in moving that idea forward. For the text, I want to make an impact, so I'm going to explore something a little bit stronger. I want the speed to be faster and also coincide with the cadence of the bigger graphics. In order to do that, I'm going to navigate to my timeline and start trimming the timing of the graphics to coincide with the title. With the same method, I'm going to introduce the second word. Select the layer and find the More Options button to show layer timing. I'm going to trim it to the time placement I want it to appear, using the animation drift to make the transition feel seamless. And that's it. If you followed along, you have created a wonderful, abstract, motivational poster, created in Illustrator and animated in Adobe Express for a dynamic duo. My name is Sin Lagos. Remember to make moves and see you on the other side.